by Sling. From Navy to Army, number 25 Army, who not only is unbeaten this year, they haven't trailed this year. They're in Denton, Texas to face North Texas, who's got one of the most explosive offenses in the country. And there is breaking news for Army today. Quarterback Bryson Daly returns after missing last week as we check in with Don Davenport.
Well, Mike, Jeff Monken told us Bryson Daly brings the energy for this team, and that energy is back today. Now, Daly missed all of last week, missed their game, missed all but 2 practices this week with what coach is only describing as an undisclosed injury. Didn't return until Thursday's walkthrough, but he was a full go in their hour-long Fast Friday practice where Monken told me he looked like himself. He will not be limited at all today. Something to point out, though, guys, this will be Daly's first game in 22 days since a win October 19th against East Carolina. I asked Coach if that worried him. Mike, he shook his head. He said, not at all. Daly's played a lot of football for us.
Don, he sure has, and he leads Army out as we say hello. And thanks for joining us alongside the former 2-time All-American and NFL linebacker Kirk Morrison. I'm Mike Monaco. And quite simply, Bryson Daly has been one of the best players in the entire country.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm talking about Heisman type of player. Bryson Daly being back today, what does that mean for everybody? Well, it means the offense is back when you're talking about Army. He's a guy that can go under center, but also he can do it out of shotgun. This is a much different Army offense this year, and it's all because of Bryson Daly being able to use his arm, utilize his legs, and at 221 pounds, nobody wants to get in front of that, Mike, at all. He is back, and so is the Army offense back with Bryson Daly.
They're one of the best. And so too is North Texas, one of the best offenses. They do it differently. And Chandler Morris, the transfer from TCU, leads them.
Yeah, Chandler Morris, a transfer portal guy, has had a great college career in terms of starting off at Oklahoma, goes to TCU. He's found a home, and the home is right here in North Texas. His head coach, Eric Morris, said, look, he's been able to give him full autonomy. He's got full control of the offense at the line of scrimmage. And you can see with Chandler Morris, this offense has been electric.
They are looking for a marquee win. Army is trying to stay unbeaten. And the seismic news, not just in the American, but for the college football playoff as well. Bryson Daly is back. Kickoff next.
Of verbs.
Extra fun. Where budget is.
Prince, who's done an outstanding job in year 11. Army won the toss and deferred, so North Texas, with that elite offense, will get it to start this game. Trey Granati will get it away for the Black Knights. And a line drive kick goes for a touchback, and away we go. So Chandler Morris, we told you, he's the 5th-year senior. He's at his 3rd school. Oklahoma for a year under Lincoln Riley, 3 years at TCU, and he was the starter to begin the year in the national championship game season. Now here at North Texas. And Kirk, he leads the country in passing yards per game, and he's 2nd in the nation in passing touchdowns.
Are we calling this a comeback story or just perfect timing on the perfect place? That's what Chandler Morris has been. He's found the offense that, to me, brings out his skill set more than he ever has so far in his college career.
They're 2nd in the country in passing offense, 3rd in total offense, and 6th in scoring. Shane Porter, converted wide receiver on the ground for 4. Cody Harris Miller in on the stop for Army, who's got the #1 scoring defense in the country. But like we said, this is their biggest test of the season. Morris gets it out quickly, and DT Sheffield gets wrapped up immediately by one of the stud safeties, Casey Larkin.
Yeah, Casey Larkin, we'll call his name a ton today, Mike. Number 20 in white. He is all over the field. These safeties, outstanding for Army.
On 3rd down and 2, Morris whips it into a tight window to Dalton Carnes, the Houston transfer, for a 1st down.
And you see how quickly this offense goes. It is on the ball, and he threw it quickly. And you can watch this Army defense. Are they able to get set to getting the calls as quickly as possible as North Texas already on the ball?
There's Chandler Morris with time across the middle and dropped by Damon Ward. Brings up 2nd down. No relation, but Eric Morris, at 39 years young, his 2nd season at the helm. And he said to us last night, Kirk, what they haven't done in 2 years is get the marquee win that today would be. Can they do so?
Yeah, they understand, look, this North Texas program, they want that win. They want to have that recognition nationally. And how do you do it? You got to win today, especially against an undefeated, ranked Army football team.
Back-to-back losses, then a bye week for North Texas. Morris is great on the move, spits it out to Kiefer Sibley, the true freshman from Waco, forced out by Caleb Fortner after 4, and it's third down.
Yeah, and you don't get time to think, right? You get a third down play, and that actually allowed Army to substitute. So they've got some fresh defenders on this play.
They need 6. Morris rolls. Incomplete. Intended for Sibley out of the backfield, and it's 4th down. And North Texas is very aggressive.
Yeah, that's why I'm not holding my breath. I'm looking at the offensive personnel, and they're going to keep the offense on the field. Mike, this is one of my keys to the game. Can North Texas steal a possession? Where will they steal a possession at? This is an offense that realizes they've got to score points because Army does a great job of playing that good old game of keep away.
You see what they've done on 4th downs this year. Tied for 2nd in the country in times they have converted on 4th down. They need 6. It's a screen. It's Miles Coleman, and Coleman converts. Aggressiveness pays off early for Eric Morris.
Yeah, because Miles Coleman, the true freshman, that's for a young true freshman to know where that yard marker is. Was able to grab it and get north and south. Outstanding job by the true freshman. Catch first and then get north and south. He knew where that marker was, got just enough for the first down.
And you talked about it with our crew all week, stealing a possession, and North Texas does it right away. Fresh set of downs from midfield, and Morris airs it out, incomplete. Too much for Coleman again, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one Morris wishes he had back. He knew he had him wide open, and it just a little too much mustard on that one, Mike. He had a lot of velocity, not enough air, and if he would have just took a little bit off, definitely would have been the first touchdown of the day.
And you can see how much fun it must be to play in this offense. We talked with Chandler Morris last night, and that's exactly what he said it is in this air raid. From the Army 48, it's the dangerous Sheffield in motion, but instead it's Sibley with a cut and some wiggle from the true freshman who didn't even play in the first 3 games of the season, but he's the featured guy now in a running back room with a ton of injuries.
Yeah, watch this ability here. That's a nice little juke. Gets to the outside. It's an outstanding run by Sibley.
Give it to him again, and Sibley's got enough for a first down. 4 running backs have been injured this year, so it's a true freshman who wasn't even playing to start the year, and then a couple of walk-ons we're going to see.
You know, I love that we call them true freshmen, but 8 games in, 9 games into the season, Mike, these aren't true freshmen anymore. Might as well call them sophomores. They've played a lot, and now you can see the game of college football slowed down for a lot of these types of players.
There's Jordan Davis, 32-year-old, who works in tandem with Eric Morris, who calls the plays. Shane Porter for just a yard. What do you think Army's defensive plan is against an offense, like we said, as good as North Texas's?
They have to utilize their depth. And if you're watching, they're rotating guys in. Army will have to utilize its depth today defensively. That means 2 guys at every position, being able to go and being able to communicate. Right now, a little bit of time here that North Texas getting to play in. Army has to change up their looks. A lot of it has to be post-snap.
3+ minutes. This is already the 12th play of the drive for the Mean Green. 4-man rush. Morris is swarmed. Kyle Lewis, one of the captains, for a sack. He was an injury question mark, and he comes up big.
Yeah, just watch the loop to the inside. It's Kyle Lewis on the left side of the screen. He goes up, the tackle pins, and then he comes all the way on the loop for the sack. That's a well-run game right there, Mike, by the defense of Army. And more importantly, it was because they were able to stop the run on 2nd down. On that first down run, it allowed them to get in a passing situation, and they took full advantage of it.
And Nate Woody's defense is looking for a stop. On 3rd and long, Morris got it complete, but nothing doing for Damon Ward, who had Jaden Mays draped all over him, and it's 4th down, and you know the offense isn't leaving.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're going to go for it. But you were able to cut that 3rd down or get into 4th down. You cut it in half.
They need 5. Morris gets rid of it, complete again. Damon Ward into the red zone.
It's a nice job by Ward. He just lined up on the outside, and no one covers him. This is what happens when you go so quick. You got to get the communication in. They just let him go all by himself.
They pick up 21, and now Mackenzie McGill gets thrown down by Cody Harris Miller after the 4th down conversion.
Yeah, getting Chandler Morris out of the pocket is one thing that they want to continue to do. This rush for Army, they're going to rush a ton of guys. They're going to be fresh. So how do you find different angles, different launch points for Chandler Morris? Get him out of the pocket, and what does that do? Brings a lot of attention on the quarterback, but it creates more time for the receivers to get open, and that's how Sheffield's able to get the first down.
Kirk, how about this? We're 5 minutes in. North Texas is about to run its 16th play of this drive.
We talked about it, Mike. Army trying to give North Texas trying to give Army a dose of its own medicine.
That's going on North Texas, and it might be on DT Sheffield.
False start, number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, they get the left tackle, Braden Nelson of North Texas.
Another one of those true freshmen out there for North Texas on offense. They're playing 3 true freshmen, Mike. We've already seen Miles Coleman, who had a outstanding 4th down conversion, also had a throw attempt, could have been a touchdown play. But Braden Nelson, one of those true freshmen, starting at left tackle today. He started at right guard before. He'll be at left tackle today. So seeing some of the young, mean green out on the field early on.
On an offensive line that's been chaos this year. This is DT Sheffield, who lined up in the backfield, wiggles for just a couple of yards. 3rd and goal from the 16 coming for the Mean Green.
Yeah, Eric Ford did his job on that last one, Mike. Eric Ford just does his job. All he does is stay up the field, and he's not fooled by the motions and the shifts, and all he did was slow Sheffield down. He didn't make the play, but he slowed him down and allowed the rest of the cadets to come in and converge to force this 3rd and goal.
17th play of this game starting drive for North Texas. Screen, Wyatt Young can't escape. Just a couple yards, and it's 4th and goal from the 13.
Man, this time they don't bring, or the offense doesn't stay on the field. They're going to try to get 3 points. A nice job there in the red zone by the Army defense. They were not fooled on that screen. Every defender had their eyes on that screen play. And that's how the first guy is probably not going to make the tackle. When you have that many guys swarming, it makes it a lot easier.
This is Kali Nguma, not a true freshman, a redshirt freshman from 31. And Kali Nguma gives North Texas the lead, and on November 9th in Game 9, for the first time all season, Army trails. But we do have a penalty flag down right near the line of scrimmage.
Interesting. I wonder what this call can be. If it's in the 15-yard variety, then the offense is going to go back on the field for North Texas. If it's 5 yards, or in that, you don't take points off the board.
It was hard to tell exactly who it was
Right.
on Army's defensive line, but maybe something to do with leverage and leaping.
There's no foul on the play. The result of the plays are good. Timeout.
And after much discourse, no penalty, and for the first time, Army trails. Miami just lost, so Jeff Bunkett's team one of 4 unbeatens left in the country.
Save now with the early Black Friday sale at Target. Get 30% from Target.
This time.
Choose to you from Denton, Texas, about 40 minutes outside of Dallas, where this North Texas team got off to its best 6-game start since the 1960s under Eric Morris, like we said, in year 2. A couple losses the last few weeks going into the bye week. 18-play drive ends in 3. And now Army will get it for the first time from Blake Ford with a surprise onside kick that Army handles.
Do your job. That may be the play of the game right there, Mike. Doing your job. Being on the spot. We were just talking about, can you steal possessions? That time, Army, everybody's there. They don't take off before the ball is kicked. And you've got a recovery. And now we've got Bryson Daly taking this thing over on the North Texas side of the field, Mike.
You see what he's done on the ground. 19 rushing touchdowns, but he hasn't played in 3 weeks. What are we going to see from him today?
Yeah, I think we're going to see him go all gas, no brakes. I mean, he's excited to be back out there. I expect to see him all game long, 100%.
You said it, 221 pounds and bruising. He follows Kanye Udo. His teammate Lucas Scott said to us this week, he's a fullback playing quarterback. He said he's tough and he's mean and he runs that way.
And he's gritty, right? And you always want the guys that when the ball's in his hands, hey guys, follow me. I'll show you the way. And that's what Bryson Daly has been all season long. They had adversity because he didn't play in the previous week. But this week, him being back, that's a big boost. You said not just for him, it's for the entire team.
And a weight off of his shoulders. Dwayne Coleman stepped in last week in an academy game against Air Force and led Army to a 20-3 win. A pitch. Tyrell Robinson back healthy with a cut, a spin, and a first down.
Just watch the blocking up front. Gets down, everybody's doing their job, but watch Miles Stewart out there on the edge, 22. He gets a little block down the field that allows Robinson to get the extra yards. The offense runs smooth, it goes quick, and it's all of these backs, slot backs, running backs, H-backs. If you got a back next to your name, you're going to be involved in this rushing attack.
Third game of the season for Robinson, coming back from a second torn ACL in his left knee. From the North Texas 36. Daly, option and a keep. So you've got North Texas that goes at hyperspeed. Army will use all of the play clock.
Right, we're able to kick our feet back a little bit. But they have so many elements to their offense. DQP, me and you, we talked about it a lot last week. Dive, quarterback, pitch. That's what this offense still has, those principles. But they also have an RPO principle. They can go out of shotgun. They can go under center. They do a little bit of everything. Right now it's been primarily under center for Bryson Daly.
Jeff Monken's done an outstanding job in year 11 at West Point. One of 4 unbeatens, like we said, remaining in the country. Second down and 2, and this is Kanye Udo. A first down for the sophomore star running back, coming off his biggest game of the season, and he shouldered a huge load with Daly out last week.
Going for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. They leaned on the 6', 215-pound running back out of New Jersey. Just hand the ball off, give it to him. And last week, he showed that he's got some long end speed. He's kind of the fullback type, right? No, he's up the, no. He showed he's got breakaway type of speed.
Really important piece of Army's offense. 4 plays, 2 first downs, and Daly in the gun, which with Dwayne Coleman in last week for Army, they did the most they had all season. He runs it off the left side, and a good pickup for Bryson Daly. So we talked about Daly. You just mentioned Udo. We were talking with Matt Capone last night, North Texas's defensive coordinator. He said the #1 guy in his mind to slow down was Kanye Udo and not Daly.
Yeah, because Udo has been, last week, he was the guy. Because when you hand off to him and you're getting 4, 5 yards a carry out of the best back, now that, where do you put your attention to? Do you want to stop Udo? But then when you stop Udo, you got to worry about the quarterback. There's so many different weapons on this offense, but those 2 guys make it work, 13-6.
Second down and 5, and it's Udo plunging ahead, and they're going to mark him short. Third down and less than a yard for Army.
Yeah, just a slight move there by Udo. It's like he's going downhill, but yet he's subtle, just a small move to the right, and he gets an extra yard. He falls forward, Mike. He's not a fall backwards guy. He falls forward, and when he falls forward, he gets that extra yard.
Guys, they call him the silent assassin. That's what Brady Small told me. He said he'll run through your face, he'll do it again and again, and he'll never say a word.
Over and over and over. To quote Marshawn. Third down and 1. Daly this time with a first down. That works too. And he's another guy who will run right through you.
I just love the pinball machine that he is, right? Watch the delay. He gets his blockers out in front. Udo sets some things up, the kick out, and all he does is find his way. He knows where that yard marker is, and he knows he's going to take some hits. One of the best things about him, though, he covers up that football with 2 hands. You need your quarterback to do that, but more importantly, he's a runner with his ball handling skills and protecting.
The bruising quarterback returning this week. So an 18-play drive for North Texas. Now the 8th play of Army's first drive. And it's Kanye Udo on the ground for 3.
And they're content with that 3, right? 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. This is a methodical march, and they will continue to keep going on. But at some point, if you're North Texas, as we get a break, we've got an injured player.
Yeah, we've got a North Texas player down. We will check on him when we come back to Denton.
Save now with the early Black Friday sale at Target. Happier
Hawks and the Spark.
This is the beauty of college football. 2 of the best offenses in the land do it so differently. Army goes so slowly. North Texas is hyperspeed. Army huddles more than anyone else. North Texas does it the least. We told you about Kanye Udo and Bryson Daly. They do it with their legs. And what they do on the ground, Chandler Morris does through the air.
Yes, the biggest comparison, right? You got the ground rushing attack and the passing attack. I call it the air fryer, man. It's air fryer versus the oven.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we're living in an air fryer world, Mike. We want to put it on and let it get done in 10 to 12 minutes. Nobody wants to put it in the oven and let it bake like a good old pot roast in a crock pot. You know what I mean?
You are speaking my language, man.
I know, but nobody wants that crock pot roast that may go 7 to 8, 9, 10 hours. Everybody wants it in 8 minutes or less.
Tell you
Hey,
what,
the
the crock pot's working
roast.
for Army.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it melts in your mouth.
There you go. See, crock pot is working today, and it's working on this drive right now.
By the way, Jaden Williams, true freshman defensive tackle, got helped off the field for North Texas. 2nd down and 7 for Army from the 10 on its first drive of the ballgame. Trailing for the first time this year. Daly goes to the backside and scores. Army's in front. The 20th rushing touchdown of the season, and QB1 is back for the Black Knights.
When you get good blocking, it always helps it out. I want you to watch these 2 guys. Watch how they work. Watch how they work. This is what you talk about, 2 offensive linemen getting up. Generelli gets a nice little clean out, and you got Lucas Scott. That's your right tackle leading you on a run to the left. I'll repeat that. Your right tackle leading you to a run to the left, and there's just nobody, not enough guys, and Daly doing things on a daily. Touchdown.
Bryson Daly went basically 2 weeks without practicing. He was watching game film every day from practice and games last week. Now he gets the real deal.
Is Brigadier General Robert Bourne, Deputy Commanding General for the 1st Cavalry Division. And America's first team has one message. Go Army! Beat North Texas!
That's the message from Fort Cavazos, less than 3 hours away. And in Oklahoma, 2.5 hours away, a lot of former Army players have come from Fort Sill. Army's got the lead. Hamilton Baker had the onside kick recovery that set the touchdown drive in motion. And then Mackenzie McGill gets stacked up shy of the 20. Hey, tune into ABC tonight at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central for number 15 LSU, Death Valley at night, hosting number 11 Alabama.
Mike the Tiger in person, coming to the game on the sideline. Ooh, they try to scare those Crimson Tide players, but that's a big deal down there in Baton Rouge tonight. Mike the Tiger in attendance on the field, Tiger Stadium. That's going to be fun.
On a day with some upheaval already across the country, Georgia Tech with a massive win against Miami. Shane Porter gets the carry in a big running lane for the redshirt junior transfer from Kansas State for 11. Dom reported to us during the break that Kiefer Sibley was getting his knee looked at on the sideline.
And that's already a position that has been ravaged by injuries throughout this season.
Morris rolls and he fires complete to D.T. Sheffield, the fifth-year senior for a dozen.
Nice job again. Chandler Morris on the run, on the move. I love when they put him on the move because it makes the defenders have to work, and these fast wide receivers have more area, more space, Mike, to run and roam. That was an easier throw for Morris.
It's a combo that has linked up a ton this season. Morris just darts it in the direction of Porter. You mentioned his ability, Kirk, on the run.
Yes.
And how about what Eric Morris said to us last night? He said that Chandler Morris is maybe the most accurate guy on the run of anyone Eric Morris has coached. That includes Cam Ward, Patrick Mahomes, Case Keenum as well.
Yeah, it was funny that you mentioned Case Keenum because we know about Ward and Patrick Mahomes, some of those names. But he said Case Keenum, who played a long time in the National Football League. That may be his best comp for Chandler Morris, a guy undersized but yet unbelievable arm.
This is Blair Conwright, a Chandler Morris roommate for 5, and it sets up third down. Well, you're watching ESPN College Football presented by Sling, and this is Veterans Week on ESPN presented by USAA.
Anytime you can get North Texas to start going slow, you've done your job defensively if you're Army. This is another critical third down here, Mike, because you're kind of in this no man's land. If you don't get it here, do you dare go for it on fourth down on your side of the field? It's a big third down right here with Army being able to get its communication in.
They bring 4, batted up in the air, and it's caught by Blair Conwright. Very short, and it looks like he's about a yard shy, and it's 4th and 1 off the ricochet.
Yeah, Conwright, he gets up, he grabs that football, Mike, but he's short. He's short of it. I don't think he got enough of it. And yeah, they're going to go for it. An outstanding job and ability by Conwright. Gets up and goes and grabs that football, but a big decision here.
You okay with going for it?
I have to be, because you realize this is an opportunity right here, and the way that Army scored on their first possession, you don't want to give them the football back.
2 fourth-down conversions on the first drive of the game for North Texas. Now a first on their second, and it's Conwright easily on the screen for another.
Yeah, Conwright available there, and it was just a numbers game. All the attention, the smoke and mirrors were on Sheffield. He motions, all the attention from the Army defense goes over to Sheffield. And then when you throw the ball out there to Conwright, makes it happen, that's a conversion. The third one, fourth down.
If you blink, you miss it with these offenses. Army's got the lead. North Texas is driving. Week on ESPN. Action as we start the second quarter. Play fake for Chandler Morris. Zipping one to a wide open Damon Ward. Slipping a tackle, cutting it back, and Ward gets hawked down at the 15 by Trey Sophia.
I'm still trying to figure out who this ball was actually supposed to go to. It was Sheffield and Ward. They're both running almost the same route. It goes to Ward, but Sheffield was right there for the block.
Mackenzie McGill swung down near the 5. We've seen that a few times from North Texas's offense.
Yeah, I don't know if that's called a stack route, where a guy's just kind of stacking behind him, but a great play because it was able to get a blocker right when the catch was made. So I guess that was a play that they've designed, and now they're in business after one run play. It's 1st and goal.
1st and goal for this North Texas offense, trying to counter Army's long drive. McGill up the middle, and he is marked short, just outside the goal line. 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, it was a good push. They're celebrating. They thought they were in. A lot of North Texas players, they didn't realize he was marked just short.
Well, he planned his celebration this time. He didn't have it at the ready earlier this year, he said. And they will go have a look at this. He was certain he got in. Now replay, we'll take another look.
Hard to not field.
Take
it down.
Sometimes you got to use them in a
play of the drive upcoming for this up-tempo North Texas offense. 2nd down and goal from inside the 1. McGill's their bruiser. He stays in there, gets it again, and he's met in the hole. No gain, and it's 3rd down.
You talk about coming downhill. That's Caleb Fortner. That's the all-everything junior linebacker. And he saw space, he ran space, and made the hit in the backfield.
And now it's 3rd down and goal from the 2 for the Mean Green. Ward in motion. Morris, screen up in the air and incomplete. Blair Conwright could not make the catch. It's 4th and goal from the doorstep.
It's always a task when a team that loves to throw gets down here inside of the 5-yard line. They don't have plays that you can run downhill. They don't have sets.
McGill up the middle and he stopped. Army gets the goal line stand.
That's just the guys up front. Latour, Cody Harris, Kyle Lewis. It's the guys up front for Army. It's about building a wall, refusing to be pushed back. The cadets heading to the sideline with a stop.
I was so excited when I heard the sandwich was back.
ESPN College Football, presented by Slade, is brought to you by USAA. Let's honor those who served this Veterans Day.
A huge thank you from our crew to all the men and women who serve and have served around the world. Big game here. Number 25 Army is perfect this season against North Texas, who just got stuffed. 2 red zone drives, and they only have 3 points, and they've run 30 plays offensively. So now 98 yards in front of Bryson Daly and the Black Knights. Daly off the left side with a lane. Pickup of 8.
Yeah, that's just on 1st down, you're able to get 8 yards. You're in the shadows of the end zone. And it's Daly with that little delay, gets Udo out front. And then all you do is just find the open gap. And you see how many tacklers bouncing off of Bryson Daly. It's unreal how many tackles he breaks when he hits the football.
With North Texas controlling things offensively with a couple long drives, Army's got the lead and Daly operates. Kanye Udo for a 1st down. And what a goal line stand that was from Army. Caleb Fortner, you mentioned, had the stuff on McGill.
Yeah.
Damon Ward had the drop on the screen, and then on 4th down, McGill met in the hole again.
Yeah, just outstanding defensive effort. This is why you can't yield. Every inch matters, right? 1 more inch, that's probably a touchdown on that 1st down play. They stop it, they hold it short, and in 3 consecutive plays defensively, they do what they're supposed to do and they get off the field. That's something we don't talk about enough. I know that Bryson Daly gets a ton of credit, but this Black Knights defense has been outstanding as well this season.
We told you, number 1 in scoring defense and also 10th in the country in yards allowed per play. Looks like a delay of game here. Jeff Monken was racing in for a timeout. We'll see if they granted it to him, but there is a flag down from the umpire.
Delay game, offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So again, it's a really good defense as well to go along with the rushing attack and the option. And the guy, Bryson Daly, they call Captain America.
Yeah, yards allowed a game. The red zone defense has been outstanding. And even interceptions, they've been outstanding as well. Teams know, look, they've got to push the ball down the field. They got to create explosives. And this defense has been great at taking it away.
Army backed up here into 1st down and 15. Daly the pitch, and Robinson, nothing doing on the edge. Strung out by Ridge Tejada, the veteran.
Yeah, that's well played there by North Texas. Getting guys out there on the perimeter and playing not only the quarterback, but having enough of an angle to get down on the pitch player.
Guys, it was interesting. Coach Jeff Monken just said they're playing a completely different front than what we prepared for all week. It makes it interesting, so they've had to make some adjustments early. Now, I will say Bryson Daly has looked just like himself on the sideline, on the field so far.
If you're just joining us, he's back after missing last week due to a medical situation. Fakes the pitch, and Bryson Daly pointing his blockers, and Daly's got a first down.
Oh my God, it's just beautiful to watch. Not only just the fake that freezes the defense. See, everybody tackles Udoh, right? And then all of a sudden another fake. And this time he finds a way, and you can see him. For some reason, you feel like he's got eyes in the back of his head, the way that he sets up the blocks. It's just like he's zagging and wiggling. He's just doing everything that he can, knowing where the first down marker is, but also knowing where the defenders are as well.
He's running, you see, 7 for 50, and the only touchdown we've had in this game. The guy with the nickname Captain America, the senior back in his home state, on the ground with a good pickup. We talked with Max DiDomenico. He says that Kanye Udoh came up with the Captain America nickname, and that Max DiDomenico, one of the captains on this team as well, he's taken it upon himself to make sure that everybody is calling Bryson Daly that.
Yeah, I would call him as well Captain America. He looks like Captain America. You see, that's a guy who has not missed a weight room. Trust me, when you see Bryson Daly, you walk up to him, you're like, okay, I see why he is one of the more built quarterbacks in college football.
He's got 2nd down and 3. Noah Short's in there. He was an injury question mark after he got dinged up in practice this week. And here he is on the pitch, and Noah Short takes it to the 45 and gets 13.
They just put you in a pickle, right? It's a challenging spot for number 36, Jalen Smith. I want you to watch 36. He's going to be right here in the middle. And he's trying, do I go for the pitch? Do I go for the quarterback? He stays on quarterback, and there's the pitch by Bryson Daly. This is so difficult because it's which one do you value more, right? He goes to that pitch player, that leaves Daly for a big gain. He goes and takes Daly, then it's a big play on the pitch. So difficult when you're a linebacker trying to play both spots.
And it's been all run from Army. He does run it more than 80% of the time this season. Kanye Udoh. They just grind you down offensively.
That's it. It's just a slow, it's like, what is it, death by a million cuts? What is it?
Paper cuts.
I mean, that's what it is. They just poke you and poke you and poke you. And they get all the way down the field. And I can tell you this, look at the defenders for North Texas. A lot of guys with their hands on their hips. They're sitting around like, it's hard to know what's coming and you still can't stop it. That is a hard thing for a defense to have to live up to, knowing you can't stop what you know is about to come.
And it's a defense that has struggled, Eric Morris was saying to us last night this season. Daly keeps, and he gets met in the hole. Picks up about 5. It'll set up 3rd and short. Jaden Hill, who's back, the 6th-year senior safety and transfer, stuck Daly.
Yeah, he came downhill, didn't he? Glad to have him back. A little bit banged up, but he came downhill and delivered a shot. And now you have a 3rd and short situation. Almost to me, I call it a throwaway down if needed. You may try to pop one deep down the field, may do something on a perimeter. You're going to go for it on 4th down. If I'm North Texas, try to play a little bit deeper in my coverage, knowing that they may try to hit a big play over the top.
23 minutes in, only the 2nd time Army's faced 3rd down, and Daly's got the easy pickup. Nice having him on 3rd down and short.
It's hard to try to cover that. I mean, it's 3rd and 1, and yet he hesitates, takes a little bit of a delay, and you get 2 or 3 blockers in front. So not only you got to deal with blockers, then you got to deal with the 6-foot, 221-pound quarterback coming downhill. Shotgun.
For what, the 2nd time by our count in this game? They've done it 30% of the time this season. And Kanye Udoh for 4. Hey, tomorrow, how about this women's college basketball lineup? It starts at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, with Gonzaga and Stanford squaring off on ESPN2. Over on ESPN, Final Four rematch. Number 9 NC State against the reigning national champs, number 1 South Carolina in Charlotte. And then the 2nd game there in Charlotte, Virginia Tech against Iowa. Jen Jensen takes over for the great Lisa Bluter. That's on ESPN2 and all games on the ESPN app.
You got a full promo in between plays.
with 7 seconds remaining on the play clock. Samari Howard's first touch, and he gets cracked down for no gain, and it sets up 3rd down with Brian Nelson, the corner, flying in.
Yeah, I like that. You mentioned it, Brian Nelson, number 4. Maybe that's the answer to the problem for North Texas. Maybe blitzing off the edge, utilizing these corners. If you get run to you, you got to be a force player in the run game. And maybe the safeties have to take over the top. But they need more guys to the party. Bring more outside players to the party.
That was the first time Army has not gained at least 2 yards on any play. They've run 19 plays. With 5 minutes to go until halftime, they need 6 on 3rd down. And Daly comes to the backside and gets wrapped up. But there is a flag down. Rod Brown in on the stop, but we've got to check the marker.
I wonder if they get number 71, Gennarelli, the right guard. I think he had a little hold of a defender. I didn't see what number on the defender.
Holding, number 51. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. 3rd down.
It's an inside group, and the guard tackling the center guard combination. And when you see guys who are trying to go down the line, and you get a little bit of a pull, yeah, it's right there, that pull, a little bit of a hole. You got one here and one there too. You got 2 of them.
Yeah, take your pick. Brady Small got Rod Brown on his iteration of it, and it backs up Jeff Monken and his team into 3rd down and 16.
And I do want to say this, though. You know, Don just hit on it. They've had 2 weeks to prepare, though, North Texas
Yep.
had. They had a bye week, so they've had 2 weeks to prepare, throwing some different looks at this offense of Army.
12th play of the drive, and Bryson Daly's first pass is over the middle, and did Reynolds hang on? There's a flag down, and it's incomplete. Brian Nelson was in coverage. Eric Morris is on the field furious at what he expects to be a pass interference call against Nelson.
And he has every right. That is not pass interference. I thought it was simultaneous. And Eric Morris, you're right, he is upset on that sideline. That was great coverage by Brian Nelson. I thought he got there right when the ball got there. That should not be pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Eric Morris is running up and down the sideline. He sprinted onto the field, and he might be pointing to ask for them to look at the replay. You said no way.
No, I just thought it was simultaneous. I thought that Nelson got there right when the ball got there. He comes out of the break. I just said no. I just didn't see it. I did not see it. And if I'm coach, and Matt Capone as well, the defensive coordinator, both coaches furious on what could have been a big stop for their defense.
Yeah, Morris had the initial outburst, and then he went into damage control. He doesn't want another penalty on his sideline after that. And in the end, Army needed 16, and with that penalty, they've got a fresh set of downs headed to halftime. Daly with a little head fake, and he dives down. Zaylin Scott, who returns for the first time since 8 weeks ago, in on the stop.
Yeah, nice play there by Scott. But going back to that previous play, I just didn't see enough that rose to the level of a flag. And it was a late flag at that. It didn't happen initially. So I thought Nelson was there, and all he did was climb up and knock the ball away. I just didn't see that. I thought a flag that could have stayed in the official's pocket.
It did not. And Daly's first pass attempt, Brian Nelson, the redshirt freshman, a very talented corner, who the coaching staff told us last night has a super high ceiling. He did get flagged. Tyrell Robinson trying to get the edge, and he's got it. There's a marker down back near the line of scrimmage. For now, it's a first down pickup for Robinson.
Then they get 22, Miles Stewart with the hold. There's a little game of peekaboo.
Holding. Number 22. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Beats 2nd down.
It's always difficult. So watch this block here because the defender is trying to figure this out. So this is what happens. You get a nice block, but the defender is reading, or the offensive player is reading that block. And so with the defender going on each side, it's pretty difficult for Stewart to figure out, okay, how do I finish my block? He just decides to hold on, and that's where the flag came in. The defender's kind of showing inside, but when he showed inside, the back goes outside. And that time, you just got to let your hands go, and Stewart got caught with his hands inside, holding on.
This is a drive that started with 12:50 left on the second quarter clock at Army's own 2-yard line. A 10-minute march with 3 to go until halftime. Daly hit as he throws, and the ball's out. North Texas thinks they fell on it, and they do. Jalen Smith forces the takeaway. Jordan Brown comes up with it, and for now ruled a fumble and a mean green takeaway.
And Jalen Smith comes free, and he attacks the football right on that arm of Daly, pops in the air, mean green recover. Green on the move when we come back.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Army has its sights set on the playoff. They've got the lead late second quarter at North Texas, but for now, Bryson Daly has what would be Army's second turnover. That's it of the season. Ruled on the field a fumble, and they're still having a look at this.
Yeah, from the looks that I've seen, this is a fumble. I know people are saying, well, is the arm coming forward? I don't see it. I think the arm is still in the position of going back, and the ball never turns over. When I say turns over, the front of the ball, the tip of the ball is still sideways. So we got a clear recovery, we got a fumble, all the elements of a turnover that should be going over to the mean green.
Here's the letter of the law. You mentioned it. Any intentional movement of the passer's hand, specifically the hand, with the ball firmly in their control, starts the forward pass.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw the forward aspect of it. I still see that ball kind of in the windup, and I could just tell off of Coach Morris's reaction if it's a turnover or not, because he would be livid. We've already seen him have one call go against him.
And Bryson Daly was seated, but now he goes to get his helmet. We see officials writing as well, which is always an indicator that maybe they're coming back to the original time and line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
After further review, the quarterback's hand was moving forward with control of the ball. It's an incomplete pass to third down.
So they're saying that they do see it moving forward with firm control of the ball in his hand, not his arm, his hand.
I disagree. I totally disagree. That arm's not going forward. I think that he's going all the way back and he's being hit. That is very tight, Mike. I'm going.
So we've had 2 close calls in this game of inches on only the 4th drive in this game. Now, after all that, it is still 3rd down and 19 for Army. Daly under pressure, and he goes down. Rod Brown, the sack against the school he was once committed to.
And Rod Brown just was not fooled. He got up the field and did a tremendous job of staying in front of Daly. Watch the get off. 1-2, nice little hand swipe, and was able to bring Daly down. That is a difficult task to do. And Rod Brown with the solo tackle, with the sack, now gets his green, hopefully off the field.
Team leading 4.5 sacks for Rod Brown, who was committed to Army at one point, but elected to stay in his home state and play for North Texas. James Wagenseller gets it away toward DT Sheffield with a fair catch inside the 10. So, pass interference, then you get the near fumble, and after all that, Eric Morris's team does get the football back with 2 to go until halftime. Kev, thanks a lot. Yeah, huge implications all around the American. North Texas gets the ball. They put a second back on the clock, and Shane Porter rips off a good run for a 1st down out past the 20. Eric Morris politics for an extra second because it affords him now the 2-minute timeout. Kurt Morrison, that was your best work of the season right there.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm here all day.
The Taco Bell Live Más student section and all season long student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Checking their phones, checking the scores. A hot dog?
Hot dog man.
You like it?
I thought Halloween was like October 31st.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of November now, right?
party on, man.
It just never stops, huh? Halloween year-round, huh?
Well, Jeff Monken's number 25 Army team, one of 4 unbeatens in the country, facing Chandler Morris and North Texas, a program starving for a marquee win in year 2 under its head coach, Eric Morris. They've got the ball at the 24, all 3 timeouts and about 2 minutes to work with, and Morris across the middle to D.T. Sheffield.
That's a nice throw, nice combo. Right little breaking route. You mentioned all timeouts still available.
Pickup of 14, and now Morris, quick release, sideline, and a spinning bid incomplete, intended for Damon Ward. Max DiDomenico, the safety, came over in coverage.
Yeah, Domenico is the one that really created that play. If he was able to, if he was a little late, then Ward would have maybe been able to grab that football and turn all the way around. But because Ward saw Domenico out of that right eye, he was like, I know I've got to turn my body. Just didn't have enough time to corral that football.
Max DiDomenico, who wears the green dot in Army's defense, he's back in his home state of Texas as well. Morris sidesteps the rush of Madozie, and a good one-handed catch by Shane Porter, and he got out of bounds at the 45 with 7.
Just subtle pocket movement by Morris, able to make a guy miss, keeps his eyes downfield. That should have been a sack, but showing that pocket mobility and getting the ball for a positive play, setting up this 3rd and 3.
From the 45 of North Texas. They're 2 for 7 on 3rd down so far. On the ground, Porter can't get away. Jack Latour all over it to start for Army.
Yeah.
And now Army's going to take a timeout. It's first with 1:24 to go.
Yeah, watch Latour in the middle. He splits the double team, and he gets right there. He just stops the feet. He didn't bring the running back down, but what he did was create.
For the college football, or Navy included, you're rooting
is a guy that Boise State, they're going to ride their horse all the way, hopefully, to the college football playoff.
And how about this from Eric Morris? You lose, what, 4 or 5 yards on that 3rd down. The run indicated maybe he was already determining they were in 4-down territory, but it's 4th and 7. Army still has 2 timeouts, plenty of time, and you're on your own 41. You okay with this?
Yeah, I'm okay with this because they're 3 or 4 on 4th down. But remember, Army's a running team, not necessarily a passing team. So I'm okay with this, Mike.
They tried to get Army to jump. Black Knights didn't bite. Remember, Army's getting the football to begin the 2nd half as well. Out of an empty look on 4th down, Morris zips one incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs, and goes back to Army with the lead headed to halftime, and with the football coming for him in the 3rd.
So when he gets out of the pocket, he's going to try to find Damon Ward. Ward and him, they both see each other, but Ward turned it up, and when Ward turned it up, that's when Morris threw the football. They had it all right there. You can see it. Ward is looking at him, and Morris is trying to throw it to him, but he turns it up, Ward did, and the incompletion occurred. Just a miss. You could just see he wishes he could have that one back. They had that opportunity to convert on 4th down and missed it.
They've been to the red zone twice. Only 3 points to show for it. They tried an onside kick on their first kickoff, and then they went for it from their own 41. Army with 2 timeouts and 80 seconds to work with, up by 4. Kanye Udo swung down up the middle by Ethan Weslowski after 8.
Man, all Army wants to do is just get points. Touchdown be great, but they want to grind this clock down and just set themselves up for an opportunity to go in at half with extra points, knowing they get the ball to start the 2nd half. So this could be a 2-for-1 situation here, Mike.
Pitch it out for Noah Short, and he's met. No gain on the play, and it's 3rd down and 2 for the Black Knights with Jalen Smith in on the stop.
And they're okay with letting this clock run. They're not trying to push the ball down the field. They'll be content, Mike, with just getting 3, also knowing that they get the ball to start the 2nd half.
Right now they're outside of Trey Granati's field goal range. Daly Lowers the shoulder, and he is stopped short. Timeout call.
Standing again. His left, out of shotgun.
Their first 4th down attempt of the game. They run it to the boundary, and they get the pickup.
Or you go to the boundary, right? You got all this green grass and more opportunity, yet they go to the boundary. And you got an injury timeout.
Rod Brown slow to get up. Experienced senior nose tackle who's been the unsung hero of Matt Capone's defense, and now he's got to jog off. Well, gives us a chance to remind you that ESPN's got you covered for NFL Week 10. Countdown crew tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, and Monday nights in LA. Kirk Morrison's Rams. They host the Dolphins at SoFi, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, on ESPN and Deportes, like you always are for the Rams.
Well, yeah. You know, I work on their broadcast team, so I'll be in attendance, have a little fun, see Tua, Tyreek Hill, hopefully, see if the Rams can win their 4th game in a row.
Clock is rolling here after the reset. Clock's really ticking. I don't know if Daly realizes this. Because of the injury, there was not a full stoppage on the ready for play and resets. Daly taking time on the drop back, throws it downfield, incomplete, with 1 second remaining on the clock and a flag down at the goal line. 3 of them, in fact.
I'm with you, Mike. I don't think he knew that the clock was running. They called the time a timeout, but it was due to an injury.
Pass interference, number 21. Defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
The clock was ready for play. I didn't know, and yet he was casually, and so they kind of get a bailout here of the penalty, which leaves it with 1 second left, and I would go for a field goal.
So now you get 15 yards on a pass intended for David Crossan, the PI on Jaden Hill, going up against Crossan, a guy who hasn't had a catch in his entire 4-year career. And Army gets a total bailout, and they get a chance at getting some points here.
I'm still waiting on this field goal unit to come out, because you never know with Army.
They have run a lot of fakes this year on punts and field goals, just worth keeping an eye on, but very likely to kick it with the senior Trey Granati out of Kentucky. First year on the job. He's 5 for 5 this year. Last week was 2 for 2 against Air Force. This is from 31. And they do run a fake. Matthew Rhodes, the holder, to the edge, and he will not get there. Clock hits 0, and Army doesn't take the 3. This game has been chaos. Our pets' heads are falling off. We've got it all.
What are we doing, Mike? What are we doing? I mean, you got to go for the field goal there. To go for a fake and then be stopped, that's not the point. If it's 8 seconds left, maybe. 1 second left, you get
ball in there that would prepare the force.
Limited possessions this half, and you told us this week
we got to finish it off against a good team like this.
Thank you, Coach.
Daly back after country. Kirk Morrison.
It used to be a 7
week 11. What's that? Start with the football as they run it out in that first half.
Look, both coaches want to be aggressive, but both coaches have to realize that this is going to be a game that who has the football last. The other side, an opportunity to get points if you're Army and they decide to go for a fake field goal. So very unconventional when you talk about the way that these offenses have been running today.
You saw what's at stake. Eric Morris looking for the marquee win and bowl eligibility, and Army trying to stay perfect and keep pace atop the American. Bryson Daly pitches for Tyrell Robinson, who gets submarined, and we check in with Don.
Mike and Kirk, you guys are talking about how points are at a premium. Well, Army head coach Jeff Monken told me he regrets not kicking that field goal before the half. He said it was on him. They were looking for a certain look. It never came. And then he said he should have called a timeout to be able to at least get the points there. Guys, he said, you know what, I'm hoping that these tough guys bail me out this half.
Yeah, so he admits it right away. And you questioned it in real time.
Yeah, I questioned it because it's just not the place. If it was more time on the clock, maybe, but that situation, you don't take points off the board or the ability to score points late in that half.
Bryson Daly looking for the edge, and he's undercut by Taylor Starling for a loss of 1, and it sets up an early and important 3rd down.
Yeah, Starling got a chance to make the play, but the guy who created the play was Terrell Dawkins, number 89, just flying down that side of the field. He's forced a 3rd and long now. 3rd and 7, Mike. This is where North Texas has been trying to get this Army offense in all game long. It's just they've been winning 1st and 2nd down Army offense. Can they get a hold here?
Their 2 3rd down conversions were when they needed a yard or 2. Haven't converted beyond 3rd down and 2 in that 1st half. Kanye Udo is met at the 45, and he is short. About 1.5 yards shy, and it's 4th down from the 45, and for now, the offense stays out there.
Yeah, on their side of the 50, a little surprised here that they would go for it, but you have to have confidence. And this is what Bryson Daly being available does to you offensively as a play caller. Cody Worley is able to say, you know what, I trust in Bryson Daly that I can go for it on 4th down. And also you have trust in your defense to go for it, Mike.
This is the 7th combined 4th down attempt in this game, and Bryson Daly's got a 1st down.
Trust. Remember the Baltimore Ravens used to always say, big trust. This is big trust in a quarterback. It's just Udo with the nice kick out, but Daly doing all the work, grinding. See, watch the foot drive at the end. See those legs never stop moving? He's like on the Versa climber. You know that Versa climber, you got the legs going and moving. He's just a quarterback that doesn't like to go down.
Playing for the first time in 3 weeks, back for his head coach, Jeff Monken. Only able to get back into practice mode on Thursday with a walkthrough and then a short practice yesterday. Got the pitch away to Noah Short, who dives forward with a positive gain.
Jake Shipley, number 9, is all over Daly. Watch number 9. He gets in there. He's got both hands. He's trying to bring Daly down, but the strength to be able to just pitch it out and get it to the outside to Short, that's just deflating for a defense, Mike. You're doing everything that you can. I've got 2 hands on the quarterback, and he's still able to get the ball off to a pitch.
I told you his buddy Lucas Scott said Bryson Daly's a fullback playing quarterback. And remember, the schools that were recruiting him at the FCS level wanted him to play linebacker. Fake the pitch. Daly rolls, and he darts one, and he's picked by Brian Nelson, who might be saying ball don't lie. PI in the 1st half, a pick in the 2nd half.
It's just laying in the weeds. Brian Nelson doesn't go with his receiver. He just stays back and intercepts the 1st time for the season. Back here at DAC Stadium, I want you to watch this player right here, redshirt freshman Brian Nelson. He has this guy in coverage, but when this guy blocks, all Brian Nelson does is sink and keeps his eyes on the quarterback, and that's how he's able to get the interception. His player blocks, he decides to go look for work, and he finds the interception being thrown right to him. The first interception by Bryson Daly.
And now Max DiDomenico nearly picked it right back for Army. After only the 2nd turnover from Army all season, thanks to Brian Nelson, nearly given right back by Chandler
Watch
Morris.
6 right in the middle of your screen. He's just reading the quarterback. Morris almost throws it right to him. Domenico almost didn't believe it. Got both hands underneath, but just wasn't able to corral that football.
DiDomenico's got 2 picks already, including last week in the Academy game against Air Force. North Texas down by 4. Shane Porter. Great tackle by Casey Larkin, and just a yard.
Oh, yeah. He ran the alley on that one. I want you to watch this alley run. And outside, you talk about a textbook tackle. And that looks to be Shane Porter banged up. Another running back banged up for this North Texas football team, but what a tackle.
You got 2 North Texas Kirk players down.
Yeah.
Porter and wide receiver Damon Ward, and a big 3rd down coming.
to drive it.
Stuff and Chandler Morris got it away. Incomplete. Intended for Nick Rempert on a low throw across the middle. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, Rempert tried to hold on to it. He actually held the ball onto his back. Watch, the ball comes through and it's kind of rolling on his back. It hit the ground first. I just saw that ball rolling through. But that was a tight window throw from Chandler Morris. And without Damon Ward in the game, who we just talked about walked off with injury, you got to find a gotta-have-it player. Sheffield's going to be double teamed, so guys are going to have to step up. Rempert's got to make that play.
Yeah, Ward walked off. Shane Porter, the running back, was able to jog off. And now North Texas sends out the punt group for the first time. It's been excellent this year, and Sawyer Evans gets it away toward Tyrell Robinson, and it takes a North Texas bounce. Settles at the 6. All right, key plays. Only 10 points, but there were plenty of them in the first half.
Yeah, it just started with the onside kick. This was one that Army went and scored a touchdown after the onside kick. So North Texas gets a 3, and they get the onside kick. Army scores a touchdown, then you've got the fake field goal. It's just chaos throughout this game, right?
Yeah, it all started with that onside kick decision after North Texas's first drive ended in 3. Hamilton Baker came up with the recovery for Army.
That was a
short field touchdown, and then they got that goal line stand on North Texas's next possession.
I want to go back to the onside kick, though. It happened so early in the game, and you don't realize what's going to be a critical play. That was a crucial play, and still having its effects on this game.
Army starts out from its 6, and Daly gets banged down at the 11. They've thrown it 4 times today, and they ran it really for all of the first half until the end. But on the 4 throws, it's 1 incompletion. That was on the fumble that got flipped. 2 defensive pass interference calls against North Texas, and then the Nelson pick of Daly.
And I think they don't put the ball in the air much more. I think they got to realize that right now, we got to keep our running backs going, and that's either the quarterback or Udo. So keeping the ball on the ground is what we may see from Army for the entirety of the rest of this game.
They've got 2nd down and 5. Kanye Udo falls forward. Jaden Hill, the first to him in the hole. It sets up 3rd and short. All right, so we've been talking about the standings in the American. You've got Army at the top. They're perfect in the conference. They're 25th, you saw, in the college football playoff rankings that debuted this week. Tulane's up big right now over on ESPNU, and Navy won earlier today.
It's all right there in front of Army. But they got to continue to win, and each game is going to get bigger and bigger down the stretch. They hold their own destiny. That's one thing. They don't have to worry about anybody else. They just have to worry about themselves and how they play, and how do they handle this 3rd and 3.
And again, highest ranked group of 5 conference champ gets into the 12-team field as well. Daly's got a 1st down. The guys were talking about it in the studio. Army with a half ahead of them. It's still a very tight game here. But then you've got Notre Dame, and that's a chance for a statement game. And you've got UTSA after that, and of course, the Army-Navy game after the playoff selection, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to be, obviously, Army-Navy has a strong significance already, no matter what. When you talk about next week's game versus Notre Dame, they got to handle this one first. They handle this one, then you can think about Notre Dame next week, because it is definitely going to have playoff ramifications.
Udo, that right near the line of scrimmage. But we'll do it. We'll take a look at the Cheez-It crunch time, and we will peek ahead. We'll zoom out of the moment. These are the remaining schedules for the top 3 teams in the American.
Yeah, Notre Dame, UTSA, and that Navy game at the end of the year for Army. Navy slipped up last 2 weeks prior, able to win today. So Navy's still fighting for it, and the Green Wave, which has been a group of 5 darling over the last couple of years since they went to a college football or a New Year's Six Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, a couple of years back. So I love this American Conference, the way it's starting to shape up.
So much talent around this league. Option on 2nd down. Daly keeps. Dropped at the 24 by Jaden Hill after 2. defense has played well for North Texas. Matt Capone's group, we mentioned, they've been under some fire and some criticism this season.
Yeah, they have, and a lot of it has been due to injury, Mike. They've had different safeties go in, linebackers. They've had to even change up their front. They wanted to be a 3-3-5, but due to injuries, they had to go to more of a 3-4 look. And then this week, talking to Don earlier, they had to change up the fronts to go against Army. So having a much different output today defensively.
3rd and 5, and Daly's got a completion to Noah Short. First completion for Army, and it moves the sticks, and Matt Capone doesn't like it.
Yeah, he doesn't like it because he got the redshirt freshman out there and Taylor Starling. He wanted Starling to play a little more tighter coverage on that one. But it was a terrific throw from Daly. But when you get that much cushion on the outside, it's hard to come back and make a play. And that's what I think Capone wants. Hey, let's challenge him a little more. It's 3rd and 5. What are we doing? 3rd and 5. Why am I playing 10 yards off? I hear you, Coach.
Awesome degree in lip reading from you. Inside of 6.5 to go in the 3rd. It's pitch. It's short. And Noah Short falls forward. He picks up 8. And it's 2nd down and 2. Army happy to have Noah Short, by the way. We mentioned this in the first half. He got injured in practice this week. We had talked with Jeff Monken on Thursday, and at the time he told us Noah Short was doubtful. We talked to Jeff Monken on the field, and he expressed some surprise that Noah Short was able to recover and to play today. And this is a guy who leads all of their skill players in snaps this season.
Yeah, running and receiving. He does it both. You saw he had the conversion on 3rd down with the reception, and you go right back and hand it to him or give it to him in the running game.
Right up the middle. Kanye Udo turns the corner, and he's got a 1st down.
And you start to get the feel, right, Mike, of this is one of those drives, right? One of those night-night, go-to-sleep type of drives where they just wear on you. Each play, 4 yards, 5 yards, you get the 8-yard run. But more importantly, if you're the mean green, you're on that sideline, all you can do is what? Look at the clock. And all of a sudden, the clock is no longer an ally to you. It gets you. It starts tickling down, and all of a sudden, you're trying to think about what are you going to do with your next opportunity.
You're watching ESPN College Football presented by Sling. Veterans Week on ESPN is presented by USAA. And Daly finishes a run right at Brian Nelson up the middle for 18 yards. We got an injured player. It's Zaylen Scott, true freshman defensive lineman who just came back this week for the first time in 2 months. And he's down in midfield. After Bryson Daly picks up 18 on the ground. And can Army string together a drive just like you said? Out the very first college football playoff rankings brought to you by Allstate. Brent Key's Georgia Tech team with the marquee win of the day against number 4 Miami.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Georgia Tech earlier in the season. I know how big of a win that is for Georgia Tech. Remember, they started the season off with a big win over Florida State. You're like, oh, what's going on with Florida State? But another signature win for Brent Key.
There's Bryson Daly with his 21st carry. Spun right into a big hit from Jordan Brown. With Evan Jackson back from injury this weekend on the stop as well.
Yeah, I think if that was any other quarterback takes that hit, you would definitely be concerned. But it's Bryson Daly, who you mentioned is like a fullback. It's funny that Eric Morris, the head coach over at North Texas, recruited him as a linebacker out of high school when he was at Incarnate Word. Said, I thought he would be a great player. You want him on your team. Didn't see him being a quarterback. More of a linebacker, but he plays the game like a linebacker.
Another Daly carry. And he gets undercut by Rod Brown. 3rd down.
These 3rd downs have been all Bryson Daly, giving him the ball, letting him find the hole that he needs.
And Rod Brown is just jawing, it looked like, at Bryson Daly, who just smiled about it.
Yeah, you got him one time, but can you do it again? Can you do it on 3rd down? because I think this is also 4-down territory. They're not going for a field goal.
For sure.
So they've got 2 opportunities over the next 5 yards to see if they can get it.
12th play of this Army drive. They need 5. Daly himself, up the middle, stacked up. Terrell Dawkins in on the stop with Jaden Hill, and it's 4th down after just the yard.
Yeah, nice stop by Hill. You mentioned Dawkins is the one who sets it up. He splits through the double team, creates a little bit of the chaos, and then Jaden Hill coming downhill with the stop, forcing this 4th down play.
Hill, the 6-year senior safety, is their second leading tackler, returning from a concussion today, and he's played a big part in this one. Already the 8th combined 4th down attempt in this game. Play clock is winding down, and Army is going to have to burn one. You will stay for the next.
I'm glad the rankings revealed. Like, we want the rankings. You know, all the college.
Got all eyes on football right here. And it's 4th down and 4. Empty and gun for Bryson Daly. Noah Short in motion. They give it to him to the outside. Hill bumps him out of bounds, but it's a 1st down. Noah Short appears to have enough.
He knew where that marker was, and it was just going to be a race. Who was going to get to the marker first? It was Hill and Short got to the marker just before Hill could knock him out.
What a decision. You go gun, you go empty, and Noah Short in a foot race beat Jaden Hill.
Yeah, but you had all that space, all that green grass to the field. You allow the athleticism of the 6 foot, 182-pound Short show off the speed to get to the 1st down marker.
Coaching staff told us that's our most dynamic guy. Land bounds
in the game.
Get to Agreed.
Mike,
we can't repeat after that one goes against him. And this game has been a game of inches. We've had a couple pass interference calls that have been close. We've had near-miss interceptions as well. And that moved the sticks for Army. Kanye Udo gets dragged down from behind by Ethan Weslowski. We've got a flag right near the line of scrimmage off that right side.
Holding, number 60. Offense.
Rouge.
As they get backed up 5 yards, but that's still time taken off the clock.
True.
So it's crazy to think like, well, they're being penalized, but yet the opportunity for the ball to go back to North Texas is one more play less than they can have the football.
2 of the most explosive offenses in the country have combined for 10 points. Inside of 90 seconds to go in the 3rd. It's a pitch. It's Miles Stewart, and he gets sideswiped by Evan Jackson after 7.
So I think the way that this game is being played, we can't look at a lot of these series of downs as 3 plays. It's 4 plays for the Army offense to get 10 yards. And in this case, 4 plays to get 20 yards. So now they've got 3 more plays to get 14 on this one because of the way, the mindset of how they've played and how aggressive they've been today.
15th play of this drive. Noah Short gets away from Jackson, and Noah Short takes it into the red zone. That sets up 3rd and manageable after 10 from Short.
The stop-start acceleration of Noah Short just got to the outside. It's a start with the fake to the inside, freeze the defender, and then turn on the jets again. We saw that on the 4th down conversion. Did it right there again on 2nd and 14. And they're content in taking this game to the 4th quarter.
On this Army drive, Jeff Monken's team is one of AA in Denton, Texas. Army football presented by Sling. And this is Veterans Week on ESPN, presented by USAA in Denton, Texas. And this is a drive
quarter.
Daly runs it off the left side, and Bryson Daly's got another 1st down. North Texas had the football for 38 seconds that quarter. Don caught up with Jeff Monken.
Well, Coach Monken, a deliberate drive from your offense. What do you need to do to finish it?
We got to finish it. We're sitting here 3rd and 3, and we got a couple downs to get the first down, and hopefully we can find a way to get the thing in the end zone. So it's been a good drive so far, but we keep getting these penalties, the holding penalties. We got to avoid that. So I hope we'll manage to do that the rest of the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Like you just said, they've got to finish this one. Daly follows Kanye Udo. Up and over 100 yards rushing again. Add 6 more for Bryson Daly, who's had 100 in all but one game he's played this season.
Mike, he missed last game. He hasn't really played a meaningful snap in almost 3 weeks. He's supposed to be tired, right? You can only imagine how he's feeling right now. To play this many plays, to have this many touches, and in the game in the balance, everyone's on his shoulders. They call him Captain America for a reason. He's showing you why in this drive.
He goes under center on 2nd down and 4. Kanye Udo churns the legs, keeps pushing, and that'll be close to a 1st down. Looks like he has just shortened its 3rd down.
And the clock continues to run. And you start to get antsy if you're in North Texas, because it tells you that whatever happens on this drive, your drive has to result in points. And you're looking for 7. So they're going to be aggressive offensively, but try to get a stop here. Try to at least limit a 3. A critical 3rd down right here. But I think I have an idea who's the ball going to right here on 3rd.
Daly's carried it 26 times, and with a push, it is another 1st down. We will see a 20th play on this drive, a drive that has kept North Texas off the field for 26 minutes of real time.
Yeah, Mike, I just had a feeling the way that 3-and-out happened for North Texas. I said, this is an opportunity. This is one of those drives that Army can say, night, night. Like, this is a demoralizing drive, and you're just watching. He realizes the time is now to seize the moment.
A guy who was described to us as this incredible leader, lifts up everyone around him, barks at his team as he breaks the huddle. Daly is chopped down, short. Evan Jackson met him after a yard, and it's 2nd down. As you said, Bryson Daly could not play last week. He felt responsibility for being sidelined. He has come back in a big way today. You see Evan Jackson, who just came back today from a leg injury, is down on his back.
Yeah, that's a big blow, especially down here inside of the 5-yard line.
Well, it gives us a moment to remind you that tomorrow, Michigan and Steve Forbes' Wake Forest team, they square off at 1 Eastern on ESPN2. Then 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on ESPN. Mark Few's got the 6th-ranked team in the country, Gonzaga against Arizona State, in our featured men's college basketball matchups. Both games also available on the ESPN app.
Love that college basketball is back. I'm happy to watch it. My appointment viewing, seeing the new teams, the new guys. The transfer portal is crazy in college basketball just as much as it is.
Sheer impact. It's okay.
Again, they've run 3 plays for a yard and had the ball for 38 seconds since halftime, more than a half hour ago. 2nd down and goal. Daly got bumped, and he scores anyway. Bryson Daly caps a 21-play drive for Army.
Mike, it's not fancy. It's just get everybody out front, a little bit of a delay. He got bumped by his fullback, but he still found a way into the end zone. It's not pretty. It's not the sexiest run, but they find ways to do it, leaning on this offensive line. These guys have been doing an amazing job all game long, but who do you trust down there? Bryson Daly.
The offensive coordinator for Army, Cody Worley, called Bryson Daly after last week's win over Air Force. And he said most of all, Bryson Daly was relieved that him missing last week didn't affect his team. He's back in a monster way today for Army. Yeah, Kev, the running mate for the guy who's part of the Mensa Society, Darian Mensah, the quarterback for Tulane. Here in the American as well, Army has made it a 2-score lead. But it's a touchback for North Texas to start with it as we check out today's great performance brought to you by State Farm and who else?
It's been all Bryson Daly. We weren't sure, would he play, would he not play? We found out today he was going to be available, and he has not disappointed. This is the reason why he's been in conversations for the Heisman Trophy, because he's one of the best football players in college, and he did it on the ground. He's done it with his leadership. You can see the fiery leader. They were excited as a team to have Bryson Daly back. The only negative is that he threw an interception. Outside of that, he's been fantastic in his return.
And now North Texas has work to do, down 11 with 12 to go, and DT Sheffield could not hang on. And then Thomas in coverage, and Don told you Chandler Morris was just dying to get another crack at this thing because it was 3 and out. These are the only drives of the entire game for the Mean Green.
And you think about those 2 downs. It says turnover on downs. You could have got more points, really. You had an opportunity to get 7 early on, and then the turnover on downs on the second drive, you didn't get a field goal. So you lost out on those opportunities to have more points.
Check down to Shane Porter, who gets met immediately by Max DiDomenico, who's played well in his homecoming.
Mike, there's no threat of run. So if you're a Army defensive back, defensive player, they're only going to rush 3 because you know that they have to pass. That's their running game right now. I mean, that's their offensive scheme. So there's no threat of run, Mike. I'm just keeping my eyes locked on the quarterback.
And again, this is a North Texas offense that averages 41 points per game, 6th in the country. Just a field goal today. 3rd down and incomplete, intended for Wyatt Young, but there's a flag down in that vicinity.
Yeah, I think they threw it at Casey Larkin. He was over in coverage.
20, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
And you don't have to be handsy if you're Casey Larkin. You don't have to be as handsy. Stay inside, but that's, in the NFL, they call that illegal contact. College football, same thing. It's a pass interference. He interfered with his opportunity to catch the football, but it's 3rd and long. You don't need to do that. You don't need to touch.
And now North Texas has it out to their own 42. 11 minutes to work with, all 3 timeouts. Chandler Morris, quick one for Wyatt Young, and the true freshman gets to the outside. Wrangled down by Justin Weaver with a saving tackle after 23.
It's a nice job by Chandler Morris realizing where he's got the quick throw. He threw it hot and was able to allow the offense to be able to get out there and block, and Young's able to make a play, get to the outside. Another one of those true freshmen in this offense.
High school quarterback who they think in a best case scenario has NFL upside. There's the run game. Mackenzie McGill, a broken tackle, a cut, a stiff arm, and something positive with the ground game and 9 yards.
Yeah, a nice positive play. 2 positive plays back to back, and you're excited for where the offense is now moving, but they've got to convert this into a touchdown. That should be on the mind right now of Chandler Morris.
10 minutes to go. Sidearm, DT Sheffield is met by Larkin. Close to the sticks, and it's 3rd and short.
Relentless. Do not refuse to be blocked on that last one by Larkin.
They need a yard. McGill is their short yardage back, and he converts as we tick toward 9:40 to go. We've got an Army player who is still down right near the line of go.
Is presented.
This is 21 play touchdown drive, the longest in the country all season.
Yeah, they've put them there, but it's been the running game, it's been their defense. A lot of things today have gone in Army's way, but we're at a time now where North Texas, they got to do something. They got to get some points here, Mike. They got to find a way to get this ball in the end zone. Will help them out a ton. but any kind of points will help them.
With the sun setting in Denton at DACU Stadium. Inside of 10 to go, and Chandler Morris on a screen. Damon Ward bumped out of bounds by Justin Weaver.
Good to see him back from injury. Remember, he hobbled off a little bit earlier, and now you're trying to find your guys, your gotta have it guys. Those are the ones that who you trust in the most, especially down here, Mike, inside the red zone.
Yeah, Damon Ward, one of the leaders on this team, who's been through a ton in his career, but he's healthy now. Picked up 7. Mackenzie McGill on the ground, first down. 9 minutes to go here in the fourth. If you're just joining us, this is a North Texas program in year 2 under Eric Morris, 39-year-old head coach, who told us yesterday the one thing we haven't done in 2 years is get the big win against a big brand name opponent. Only 2 ranked wins in program history. Fresh set of downs from the 11. Morris to the end zone, intercepted by Donovan Platt.
Chandler Morris just doesn't see Donovan Platt. He's just standing there keeping his eyes on the quarterback, trying to go to Sheffield, but Platt high points it, interception.
Donovan Platt points and shows off the axe after.
Do that enough today, and that's kind of been the story of the game. Offensively, we knew what Army was, but it's been the defense of Army hanging tough in the red zone.
8.5 to go. Daly, you guessed it, again, as we go back to the interception.
I want you to take a look here at number 28, Donovan Platt. He's sitting here, and when his receiver goes underneath, he passes it off. So all he does is sit in his zone and keeps his eye on the quarterback, and the interception happens right over there in the corner. See, he passes it off. He's got nobody over there. He's just looking at the quarterback. Chandler Morris never sees him, and that's where the interception happened.
How about Nate Woody's defense? 5th-year defensive coordinator, facing its biggest test of the season. They've kept North Texas to 3 points. Even though they've only had it for 16 minutes offensively, still an excellent defensive effort. Daly, now risking a pitch, gets swung down for a loss. Jordan Brown on the stop, and it's 3rd down midway through the 4th.
Yeah, it's midway through the 4th, and North Texas is already taking timeouts. That's how they've been.
Texas rolling all access. So now you've seen.
They didn't play their best game versus Rice, but able to rebound today versus USF. You think about Tulane, consistency and Mensah at quarterback, but it's been something about this defense I saw today in Army that leads me to believe that they've got the advantage.
They're throwing on 3rd down into the sideline right near the sticks. Casey Reynolds the catch, and does he have enough?
Yeah, that's the question. Did he get enough? And this near side official says he does.
Just enough for a 1st down as they go to the air on 3rd down and 8. And Matt Capone again furious, and Bryson Daly with a tongue wag, MJS.
Yeah, that's a difficult one because you're playing man-to-man in that situation. And I think they may want to take another look. Yeah. Honestly, we got to be able to.
Rolling on the field stand.
Reynolds here.
Something else in his bag too, right? He doesn't throw it a lot, but when he's had to throw it, he's put it where it needs to be, and his guys have definitely made him right.
We tick to 7 minutes to go, with Army trying to get to the finish line up by 2 scores on North Texas. Bryson Daly again. So remember, Miami got upset earlier by Brent Key's Georgia Tech team. So Army is one of 4 unbeaten. Right now, Indiana's up on Michigan, BYU tonight, and Oregon tonight as well.
Wow, and then there were 4. All right, we started out over 130 plus FBS team. What's the number now, Mike? Is it
134, but it feels like it always changes.
Yeah, I remember when it was like 128, then it's 129, now 134. But that's a small group that's left. 4 teams left undefeated.
Army trying to get to 9-0, and it's Daly again. His 32nd carry sets up third down and short.
Guys, you are talking about the unbeaten teams. I tell you what, I'm not sure that there is a coach in the country other than Monken that has his team so dialed in and 1 week at a time. Safety Max DiDomenico didn't even know where they were ranked in the college football top 25 until his brother texted him. And I got that from every player I talked to on this team. Wasn't brought up, no one talked about it. I truly believe they have this tunnel vision of one game at a time, and it's the next one, and that's where Coach Monken has been so good with this team.
On third down, Don, Bryson Daly appears to have enough for a first down. Kirk, you asked the question to Jeff Monken how they handle the outside noise. And he said to us, by keeping my shoe in their, let's call it rear, he said, we don't spend much time looking at the internet because that's yesterday's news and you might as well use it as toilet paper.
It was funny getting that answer, but that's something that he said. I talked to my cousin, Captain Chris Carnegie, who played at Army a couple years back when Monken first got there, and he talked about the toughness. He talked about building this program to where it is now. They're not surprised at where they are. They've been building this thing in a transfer portal era, NIL era.
Udo fumbles the football. Nelson comes up with it, and North Texas is not done yet.
They've got a heartbeat. There's a chance still left. And Kanye Udo, one of your trusty ball carriers, the sophomore, coughs it up. I always talk about ball security. He doesn't get both hands on that football, just one hand on the ball, and being able to rake that ball out. It's just a nice job.
Did the football to Shane Porter, short of the sticks. And North Texas has life. 4.5 to go. Chandler Morris checks it down to Shane Porter, short of the sticks.
Wow, that changes everything now. You've been running it, grinding it, giving the ball to Daly, but that turnover now gives the Mean Green an opportunity to at least try to get something on this drive.
Morris, deep shot for Young. Overcooked. Third down with 4:11 still to go. Think about Army. They had turned it over one time in 8 games. And now 2 giveaways in this one, and keeping the back porch door ajar for North Texas.
Yeah, we'll leave the light on for you, right? That's definitely what's going on here. But defensively, Army has played well. They've only given up 3 points. So to other teams, you may say, wow, we put ourselves in a bad situation. I almost feel like Army's defense thrives in these situations.
Screen out to the edge, and Dalton Carnes picks up a first down. Needed 2, and he got 4.
You can't take a sack in this situation, right? The time now, under 4 minutes. Everything has to be moving forward or out of bounds.
Chandler Morris zips one, seam shot, and hung on to by Coleman. Absorbed the big hit and takes it into the red zone for the Mean Green.
Now the true freshman is showing off today. Kind of quiet, saw him earlier in the game, didn't make a lot of plays, and then all of a sudden now they go back to him on a huge conversion.
For 28, and now Morris, sideline, Landon sides. Out of bounds, bumped out by DiDomenico. Two timeouts. With the ball spotted, ready for play. Clock rolls, approaching 3 minutes to go. North Texas has got to hurry. A lot of time coming off the clock for the Mean Green. Play clock below 10 when they snap it. It's a run for Porter. Crack down at the 6. Are you okay with the pace from North Texas?
No, I'm not okay, because you still got to get a stop defensively if you do score, regardless of a field goal or a touchdown. And you still got to convert a 2-point conversion. So there's still not a lot of time. I want to keep my 2-minute timeout. So you got to find ways to score here.
Morris zips one, complete for Coleman. He gets bumped out of bounds. Clock stops for now with 2:35 to go. And it's 2nd down and goal. Mackenzie McGill checks into the game. Clock rolls. The big-bodied running back, known for his short yardage work, comes in. Because they subbed, Army can sub and can do so at its own pace. Clock continues to tick. Too much time's coming off for North Texas. Morris rolls, back of the end zone, intercepted again! Justin Weaver trying to put it on ice for Army. What a defensive effort from the Black Knights here in Texas.
I loved everything about the play, Mike. But Morris.
Review from the left. He was
throwing it back
around the 10 to the 20 for Army.
Has been lost in the shuffle a bit. There's Daly again, and he lowers the shoulder on Rod Brown. It'll take us to the 2-minute timeout.
This Army defense to be only points that North Texas is able to muster. The red zone defense of Army stood tall on a 4th down, and it's interception again. You hang your hat on red zone defense. You stand tall, and they've done that throughout this game. I'm impressed with the Army's defense.
Part of a team that is 25th in the college football playoff rankings. It's already the nation's longest winning streak.
They came in as the nation's #1 scoring defense, and all they did was only increase that number. Lower that number today.
That is a 35th carry for Bryson Daly, one of 2. Navy already a winner today. Last chance, the 4th over on ESPNU at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, it's how do we look at next week's game versus Notre Dame? Because it's not a conference.
Led upset of Army at the Polo Grounds.
Those notes for that game. Not surprised. The 4 horsemen, and this is the 100th.
Well played, well played. 3rd down and 6. 3 seconds away from the 2-minute timeout. And Daly on a draw. 1st down and more for Bryson Daly, content with putting it on ice on the road. And size, and he is running the ball. 221 pounds, and he's matched a career high with, for now, 36 carries in one on the play.
Loss of 1, so he sets a record. Considered a team rush. You learn something new every day, Mike. That's why. Remember?
Yeah, he did. And then an hour later, he got the call from North Texas offering him a scholarship. Now listen, his mom graduated from North Texas, so he felt that was home. It was calling him, and he said, I have so much respect for them. I'm not sure if I was really an Army guy. So there you go.
It's a little fun right there at the end.
With Army putting the finishing touches, guys, on this one. 14-3. 2 teams that, on average, combined for about 80 points per game this year. 2 of the best offenses in the country in a slugfest. Army wins it, stays perfect at 9-0 overall and 7-0 in the American.
I do want to give credit to North Texas as well. They've got one more game to get bowl eligible. You see, this was a close game. They want to win these types of games, but you can tell just a little bit short. All the credit definitely goes to Army, but both programs head in the right direction.
Bye week and then Notre Dame at Yankee Stadium for Army. For North Texas, you mentioned it, still trying to get bowl eligible. Next up, they're at UTSA on Friday, a game you can watch right here on ESPN2. Then they've got ECU and Temple. Bryson Daly, the star today, like he often is, and he's with Dom.
That's right, Bryson, your first game in 22 days, almost 3 weeks, and you look like you didn't even miss a practice. Why were you able to have so much success today?
Starts with those guys up front. They make it really easy on me. Big holes, and they played their tail off today and made it really easy on me.
What do you call them, the mob?
The mob. They're some bad dudes, so hopefully the nation will learn their names pretty soon. They're really, really good football players. So.
No doubt. Now, listen, we talked so much about this offense and what you guys are able to do, but your defense came up big for you today as well. What did you see from that group?
The defense was incredible. This is a high-powered offense. They've scored on every single team they've played, and our defense shut them down, and that was awesome to see. They won us that game today. I'm so proud of Nate Woody, those 3 defensive captains on that side of the ball. They played awesome today.